Hi, I'm Michael Dorr, Director of Communication Services, and I'm here with our Chief Operating Officer, Bonitatibus, and our Executive Director of Human Resources, Paula Lawton. We're talking about some changes that are coming to technology services, to human resources, and to fiscal services. Anne and Paula, thank you for joining me today. We've heard Superintendent Albin talk about the changes that are coming and how they're positive in that they help get us to the promise of public education. Can you talk a little bit more about that specifically, how the changes to HR are a positive thing for our organization?
Absolutely. I really appreciate Dr. Albin's vision that she has for Frederick County Public Schools and that delivery on the promise. And one of the things that we determined as a business services group, and human resources is part of that, is that one of our hallmarks is customer service, along with our collaboration and teamwork. And human resources is a department that just touches every facet of the organization. And so when we're talking about improving service and really doing that touch with every individual from the moment they walk in the door with us, that's going to be important to us to deliver on that promise, because we know that there have been so many new demands on our professionals with certification kinds of requirements and keeping up with professional development needs and their interests in leadership development, and those are all parts of human resources. And so we're looking forward to this reorganization being able to touch on many of those pieces.
Maybe, Paula, you can tell us more specifics about what changes are coming to human resources.
The changes I'm really excited about. I see it as a benefit to all of our employees in the way that we'll be delivering services. To talk specifically about the changes, let me just give a moment of history about what has been going on. HR does, I think, a great job of greeting employees, starting to support them when we first meet them. That's talent acquisition, that's recruiting. And we do a great job at the end of their career by helping them to transition to either another career or through retirement, and we thank them. Yikes, it's the in-between. So the reorganization is going to focus on those important things that are between the onboarding and the offboarding of an employee.
Tell me how that fits into your vision for HR. I mean, fast forward a little bit for us, 6 months, a year down the road. What do you see, as the improvements that those changes you've described are going to bring?
It all has to do with talent management. What I'm envisioning and what the HR department is going to look like is a series of teams that will work on talent management from start to finish. And the important activities will be not just the acquisition, but talent identification, identifying competencies for employees, the phase of leadership development, succession planning, and another team will be also focused on contract management and employee relations. Those three, that's the new part. Those are the three new teams that will be formed in human resources to support our employees, to support the promise, and to support the mission of the mighty BSG, Ann, is that it?
That's it.
Right, the mighty Business Services Group.
Indeed.
So,
and Ann, you were talking about how human resources touches every part of the organization, how critical it is. Because of that, I would imagine you have to be real careful and planful as you implement something like this. So can you talk a little bit about how this is going to be rolled out, how this is going to be implemented?
Sure, I'll talk about it broadly and then bump over to Paula for some more of the details. But anytime we do a reorganization and a reprioritization and a repurposing, it's wise to do it in phases and in tiers, because it's really going to be important to us that any key new leadership types of positions are put in place and that those individuals are going to be helpful to Paula in crafting the rest of the vision and the organization and the duties that go along with it. So then you get into the phase 2 aspect and phase 3. And Paula, you want to talk about those?
And I'll get very specific about what I see on the horizon. Because these are expanded initiatives, I need new teams. Teams that will have a focus and a purpose and a deliberate commitment to these 4 different areas of talent management, talent competency development, leadership development, the contract administration, and then of course the benefits and wellness aspect of human resources. I envision that my 2 immediate administrative support positions, they will remain intact, but all other positions in human resources will be posted. The reason for that is we want to have a purposeful commitment. We want to, from the employees that will elect to pursue one of these assignments in human resources. They will be experts in their field. They will be among those who say, a reorganization, a new focus on talent management, I want to be part of that. So,
Can you share your ideas about the timeline for these changes?
the timeline, well, March 1st. March 1st is when I plan on posting first the senior manager positions. And these are the leaders that will execute this vision for talent management all the way through one's career. So March 1st, positions will be posted for the senior manager assignments. Shortly after that, I would envision phase 2 is the posting of positions for the officers, managers, and coordinators that will support that team. And that should happen, I would anticipate, in April. And then the final phase will be to post the positions for those support personnel, the administrative assistants, that will help us to execute this new and important, exciting initiative.
And one question that folks might have is this reorganization going to be cost neutral?
Absolutely, it can't be anything but cost neutral. That goes back to that good stewardship and realizing that we have a budget and we have to stay within that budget. And so we look at all of the dollars and cents, and while some bodies might be different, the number of positions may look different, you might see some different job titles, the dollars and cents aren't going to be more than what they are now. And that's going to be for all of the reorganization that we do within the business services group.
And as we move forward and people see the changes unfolding, what would you say to the community, to employees, to the business community about how this is going to make a stronger FCPS?
Well, we have a real strong commitment to our community in general. We want them to see us being transparent in how we do business. We want them to see that we're emulating the most current practices and that we're modern and that we're meeting the community needs that are out there. And it's important that we're also good stewards of the taxpayer resources, and they want to be able to see that that we're trying to get the absolute best employees possible for Frederick County Public Schools, that we're growing leaders, because these are going to be people who are going to be moving to Frederick County, who will be investing in Frederick County, and we want to have the most talented people to do that.
Well, Ann, Paula, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you.